How do you manage your work-life balance?
Want to give me 5 years and then I'll. Okay, so I'm not going to have an answer that is probably the most popular, and my mother she would be the first one to scold me over this answer. But I will say that part of my maturity as a leader and growing up has been not to beat myself up about that so much. You always hear about the work-life balance, and I respect that you need to have a balance. But I also think that I'm passionate about the work. Everybody pulls their self-purpose from something different. I get my purpose in life from making a difference for these kids. So if that's where you're driven, it's really hard to shut that off about yourself. So the first thing I started doing was going, you know what, I'm going to stop beating myself up about that because this work life, the balance is hard. I also started doing things to mentally take care of myself. So I think one of the hardest things once you're an administrator and a mom is all the time that you're not doing work, you're focused on home, right? And you're with your kids so I started scheduling things like I get up super early in the morning to ride my bike, or I'll schedule a massage and tell my husband, hey, I have a massage on this day. And I force myself to go, because if I'm not taking care of myself mentally, then when I do spend time with my kid, I'm half checked out anyway. So I would say that's been my biggest thing, not so much the 50-50 time, but making sure that the time I spend with him is really worthwhile. There's an awesome book, by the way, for any moms or dads out there that are going to do this work. It's called Raising Happiness. We're actually going to do a book study of it at Pine Valley. And the woman is phenomenal that writes it. I felt like I was reading about my own life. She talks about things like hospital fantasies, where she was so busy, she started fantasizing she'd get sick enough to end up in the hospital, but not sick enough she would die, so that she got the break of rest in the hospital. And she really resonated with me. She's an awesome author that talks a lot about that balance.